Alright, let's try another one. Zen Chess. 12 years ago. That's a long time to have a Leech's account. So we get the closed Sicilian. How are we gonna go about it? Let's play e6 anyways. But usually d4 is pretty good. Well, the plan is to play d5 anyways at some point. Alright, so knight c6, knight f6, something else. Maybe knight c6 first, question mark. Just to discourage e5, which might be annoying. I don't know, I should have probably considered also the other point of there. Playing too fast. But I guess this is fine though. So then now the d5. The problem here is that they will chop. I'll chop something. Like maybe takes or takes and d4. So I don't play d4, d5 yet. Or maybe it was supposed to be played, who knows. I mean, it is probably playable. And white can also probably play d4. Chop, and d6, a6. a6, or chop first a6, queen c7. The idea to come here and there. They probably castle though and let me do the thinking again. I mean, d3 is possible. That is also the kind of the standard closed Sicilian setup. Sure, it's that great here. I feel like if you have to castle anyways, so that would be the non-committal move. I mean, of course, it's not that direct. Just gets the king into the safety, and maybe something direct would be better for white here, but I don't think they're so aggressively set up with the knight here and all. Also, could we somehow, like, if he actually plays d4, take advantage of the knight being there and not activated by training? Maybe go d4, d5, but then chop, question mark. Is that any good? There's also e5 in a kind of sickening way. Could we even get away with e5 after d4? I was thinking more of stopping d4 if he castles, but it looks so stupid, but I'm getting tempted to hit this probably positional suicide. Get the weirdest backwards pawn here if he takes. Alright, he castles. I'll just do the same. Who cares? It's not so complicated. Just castle. Be happy. I'm playing too fast. Last game I played didn't castle. Played too slow. There is like only two sides to this coin. It's either too fast or too slow. Alright, maybe we should start to solve the riddle of the dumbest there is. LSB, light squared bishop. Help me, help me. I've been locked in. Here, here. Here, here. Something else. A6, B5, A6, B5, always possible. I mean, maybe we could play D5 and if takes, it could appear somewhere around there. Or there. I'm probably even defending the isolated pawn there, maybe. Even though it's not really good. Well placed on E6. Because the bishop knight's coming always there. Okay, so this is something completely different. Okay, the E5 is probably really stupid, so let's ignore that. I have some crazy ideas. If it takes, I'll go here and take this way, and somehow that's good. So, takes. Knight takes. A6 question mark. Or takes. Queen takes. D6, Queen C7. I kind of want to just allow it somehow, but obviously none of my plans are really making any sense unless he actually pushes the F pawn. This just hangs a pawn, I think, after takes, and somebody take, and this. Will eventually be hit by 3 and only defended by 2 if takes, and this guy is here, not this guy. I mean, D6 just looks. Ugh. I think I'll take. I want to play A6, so I can get my queen somewhere. D6 might be playable, but I have to worry about this stuff and that stuff. Guess they're not that dangerous. My A6 is that I wanna avoid this when I go here. Somehow I feel like I have to go there. So it's kind of looking at this guy anyway, so I'm not super sure we actually have to go there. We could maybe sneak there, but then they still are problematic because the knight Might sneak into ace b5 d6, and then we are in trouble. So a6 just to stop that. Is there any takes e5 there? Knight goes here, knight goes here. I think f5 is pretty okay there. I'll play a6. Just to have this still enough covered. I'm not really planning on playing b5 yet. Well, looks really ugly. There's more about just stopping things on b5. a4, a5 is probably a good plan. Well, not really, since I have that covered. Scratch that. But maybe in some way like a bishop e3, queen c7, a4. The plan of taking and then pushing there and having a nice bind on these guys. I'm not sure I can get away with thumb a4, b6. Takes, push. Even though there we even have knight there. Getting rid of here and blocking. Okay, I'm dipping way too stupid and deep lines. And not that deeply, even just scratch like a trash thinking. But I think we... yeah, I don't think I want to take with the d pawn here. I want to take with the fb pawn, so I can play d5. And if he plays e5, I play the knight here and... well, that's my plan, whatever. And then, well, we don't have many options, so let's just stick it there. You can probably go there, and my plan was to then play f5 instantly. Before he has time to c4 us. At least, well, yeah, it doesn't have to take, but then the knight's not... I guess he could have maybe thought about taking the knight there. I think I'll take with the knight. The bishop seems more important. Pawn takes seems a little loosey-goosey. Weakening the king shelter a little too much. Maybe it could be actually plausible to take with the pawn too. This looks like normal stuff though. And then I don't have to worry about c4 either. Is there any justification with taking with the f-pawn or g-pawn? Because somehow I want to take that way. Everything says don't. Yeah, we should probably not. Okay, I don't know. These are funny. How strong are they gonna be when they start to push? Maybe whites will play f4 to cement this as a backwards pawn after d5, f4 at some point. Doesn't have to take. So he's aiming at here. And then it makes even more tempting for me to push. This is decently strong because I have my bishop still stupid. It's a big pawn, but at least defending the e6. And this is not that attackable. Because here I have this already covered, we might as well think about kicking the knight. Even though it does kind of get kicked into the good direction. So I'm kind of thinking that maybe we should not. Here, because it might want to go here and there. So h6 not only weakens me, but maybe it just pushes my opponent to do things he wants to do anyways. I mean, he might take here. I doubt it. I feel like he's gonna go there and there and there. After knight here, should we try to trade the bishops? Enough hopes that we could get the e-pawn running. He could maybe take and f4. Try to cement it again. Oh, he goes that way. I guess that maybe that's better because it's not semi-loosey-goosey there. So if I wanna go there, we have a nice, maybe, well, I guess if I go here, we don't have queen b6. I was gonna say if he pushes the f-pawn, we have a nice fork there. We could go queen b6, but then I have no bishop here. Find it very hard to get the. I guess we could think about going backwards, try to push. Even bad pressure here with the support with the knight bishop. Wait. I can just go chop f4. We can just go. And there is no fork here trying to take advantage of the hanging queen because I have a check here. Nice. I don't know. Maybe he goes here and doesn't trade. Maybe something else happens. But I feel like I should be trying to get this guy going. Free the bishop. Get rid of the backwards pawn. I mean, does weaken their king quite a lot if they do push f4. Because maybe my knight is coming there and we have always those sneak checks. Some tactical possibilities. And like I said, f4, e5, trying to fork us, runs into a check here. One of the reasons why pushing the f-pawn is bad, because of checks. King is vulnerable, that's why often king is pushed there before f-pawn is pushed. Alright, he has another plan of trying to undermine my center. Maybe more plausible or better plan. Maybe better plan. We could push e5 now anyways. If he takes, he takes. We have decent support. The knight then goes here. I was gonna say I could go here, but then he has takes. We check. No good. Could go here maybe. Have this still covered. And we are attacking the knight with the pawn. Except we are not, right? Because that pawn is pinned to my rook. They do have a point to their point. We could push past the pawn. Is that any smart? Unleash this guy though. And it's a bit questionable how good are these guys. Well, first of all, again, I can't play c5 without dropping the rook here. Well, let's get rid of one problem by counterattacking this guy. Because I was very likely to hang it at some point. Just forget. Thinking this one, but I also kind of like the bishop being covering the e6. And now, since he did not use the f-pawn, his king is safe. I don't have any tricks with checks at all. Never push your f-pawn. Never ever push your f-pawn. I don't know who has pushed their f-pawn. They have to be really dumb to do it. Yikes. Alright, that's good. Should we just actually take hint of our own hint and just move the king out of all the possible checks in the future? I could push d4 now though. That would be sweet. Sweet, sweet. It is very risky, but I will try it. I will try it. Are we trying it? I'm a little worried about d5, knight here, chop, chop. Queen there, or queen there. G6, another pawn on the light squares. How about that e5 though? How about that e5? Again, this is possible. I can take it with the knight, I can take it with the bishop, I still can't take it with the pawn. Guess we can defend the pawn d5 enough here. Kind of want to use this side so we don't block any rooks from helping to. Which move makes less weaknesses? How about that e5 chop chop knight here? Queen c5 not check. Hangs the pawn. Queen c7 bishop check. Hangs the pawn. That's problematic. That is problematic. e5 takes knight here. Okay, this might be borderline really stupid, but I just want to support my pawns nice and tidy. And the b-pawn or the b-file I kind of got blocked by the b-pawn anyway, so this rook is maybe thinking of relocating anyways. So it doesn't matter that I blocked it. And yeah, some kind of a pipe dream again. Trading the light squared bishops maybe. He's piling on the e4 square. So if I push this, then that comes really weak. Could push the c5 now in a sense that there is no pins anymore. So knight is going either way. I don't know. Let's just push that because why not? That's the plan. I did not want to start with this, so things don't instantly go there. Which might have been okay too. Alright, so do they take? I have to take back, I'm sure. Let's still be responsible and not pre-move. Just in case there is some in-betweener. I don't see in-betweener. I think I'm gonna pre-move this just to save get some time. Alright, so I did not do it. We could take. We have a nice central passer, even protected one. Not sure I can take once and then play g6, for instance, because of the sacks here. I mean, there is some chances we could take with the bishop and not knight. That seems so weird, though, to keep that you would keep the knight instead of a bishop. Somehow I have some dreams of going to f3, but they are probably stupid. I feel like if I go here, he's gonna just add a rook there, and then we have to worry about stuff there. We could just dodge out, but then knight could also come here and be a pain. So let's try to assume or assess the major piece endgame. Is that any good? We have the passed pawn. We have the backwards fe pawn. Can we hack it? It seems quite difficult to win, in my questionable opinion. Maybe we'll take once and then play h6. Of course he can take and then again push the major piece endgame, so really makes sense. There is of course queen c6, except this is a check and hangs the queen. No good. Got excited about the pin. Well, don't get so excited. Yeah, I feel like the knight needs to go because it is strong. It is very strong. Well, let's go for the major pieces. I don't know if I want to have which one we want to have. Somehow I feel like this would be in my benefit if he actually takes and forces it now, because we have the Luft, which might be a little weakness too, but then we have already the rook stacked there, so maybe stuff f-file. Hooray, hooray. Of course he does not have to take. Like, seems reasonable. Probably undermining is not working yet since there's not enough pressure on the d4. Can just take. Okay, I'll just take. It goes there anyways. Well, let's think. Double or get ready to support the e-pawn. Could also support it from this side, but then we can't really push the pawn forward. He's gonna use this rook, so this keeps the f-pawn defended, so then I'd have to say next move somehow defend the pawn anyways. Even here. I think I'll go here with the designs to push e5. If he does f4, at least his king is a little weaker. I'm not sure I can push e5. Takes. Queen here. Guess we are kind of fine. Looks scary though. Queen there. Driving my rat king out of the rat hole. Did that. He did that. I feel like that's still my best bet, maybe. Maybe he pushes f4. Who knows what's true or not, but let's go about it. Get rid of the backwards pawn. I mean, of course, I could maybe take here first with check before we take here. Big brain. I don't know if it's any good, but we could. Then maybe take with the queen. Is this winnable with the passed pawn? Maybe. Maybe. There's always the undermining. Maybe at some point we should play a5. Also maybe even think a threat of a4 at some point and try to create a weakness and get rid of one of isolated flank pawn. Alright, so nothing of good happened. They just played that instead. Disgusting. Well, let's play the a5 I mentioned. Just put some pressure on them. Oh, it not only also stops the the undermining is... Ooh. I'm not sure about that though. He's covering this square and I'm not sure I can use this rook because of the f6 and can't take with the queen, and if I take this way the queen swings in. And that might be the bad times. Bad times. So we still have a backwards pawn. They have a backwards pawn. We have a passed pawn. They have a whatever is f pawn here. Kind of a pain. Pain in the buttocks. I don't have to take it, but... And he just also can just defend and double and... Yaugza, I say. Okay, I'll defend, or I don't know, this is not really attacking anything, it's already defended. Just trying to cover this square and maybe swing here. Still expected this. This might be even much easier to play for white. He has that queen in a very nice little hole here. I mean, these guys look good, but they also look bad. This, of course, is my favorite ball for me. I have 2 pawns. Fixing 3. And there's also a hole to attack the last one of them. But then again, is that enough? And also the most painful thing about this is that this guy is always here if I ever move the queen somewhere. Then see he's on everything. The pawns, the diagonal. My king is still there and I've played f-pawn. Like it's still vulnerability. Big vulnerability. Should we just move it away? We could also maybe play g6. Because this can't take. Because of bang bang. Bang bang. Oh, it is risky, but let's do it while we can. Now that this is no longer defended here. Weakness of the last move and all. I was looking at this and I was thinking of just sidestep here. Not here, of course, the checks. Still I take check. Could play here, then here. I was gonna just take and to be honest, the queen endgame seems very hard. Maybe just push and hope for the best. Alright, I'll take it. I'll take it. There is even takes, right? No, there is, because there is in between check. I was gonna say that here. Takes. Nice. But here. Except I have this unbelievable. Can I take? Can I actually take? God damn it. No, of course not. Takes. Then he goes here. God damn it. Let's get out. We are in a check here though now. Could have drawn a check. I was thinking of drawing a check, but I don't know. I got caught up in this plan now and we're waiting here. Could go here, just defend it. Then we could maybe think about this, or even go here and even let him go there just to go all in on the poor old king. Even after that we are again checked. Okie dokie, no jokey. I don't know if he attacks it, what happens. Maybe I just die. I will die, and then that's it. Ooh, mama. Hoping this is fine enough. Hoping. Copium. Again, we are not threatening anything. Like, I don't think I will threaten anything the entire game. This kind of sucks because I have to... I could maybe take here though. Right? Right? Can I? I don't know, maybe it fails tactically. We have this covered and... Well, he was threatening to take here. I was thinking of either this or... But then I saw that maybe I can sneak a pawn off. There's also a pin here, which looks decently attractive. It might be just trickeronis here, but it is a bit painful for you. And a bit painful. Just to cover here. Can't take here because the rook's still pinned. Can't get two rooks for the queen. And it probably is not good enough anymore. because I have some bad passed pawns. Don't know if I can mistake it. Let's take one straight. Could have maybe also run with this guy here. Queen is covering a lot of squares. Well, let's run. Because the rook sadly pinned still. And the king is cut. Queen has no moves. If it goes here, I can probably go here. No, I can't because this unpins and then it unleashes. Of course, this kind of then takes anyways because my queen is pinned. That's no good. Oh, let's look at the game. I am completely winning in the end. From back to the front. Yeah, he's almost in a zugzwang. Is he in a zugzwang here? Guess the rook kind of moves. It doesn't really ruin the position yet. But maybe provided black is just threatening to push 3 times and win a rook though. Can't get the king out of the pin. Can't move the queen. So it is basically just this, waiting until this goes through. This I can't probably use since I unpin. Alright, so this is all good. Here we are even Stevenish. Blunder. Somehow this is only a dubious though, even though. Oh, queen c6. I was looking at that, yeah. I was thinking here that I might. After this, I was thinking that maybe I have an in-betweener, then I realized he can go here. But instantly is better. He can, of course, block with the rooks again. Which is the smarter block. Maybe rook f, so this guy is here. Rook takes here. Can't you survive your life here? Or these are just too strong? Maybe so. Probably not. Like you can go for this, but they are fast. The king is cut off. Or even just push the other one again. Yep. Yeah, I saw the queen c6 check after I took the possibility that was there. Here we are completely even. I thought, yeah, this is too damn strong. So g6 is fine. g4 is fine. This is weird for going backwards in a game. I apologize. Let's go to the front. Or the beginning. Alright, so let's look at them. The old theory book. Or the database. g6 is of course a move. Not my cup of tea. d5 is the main line here instantly. Which is fine. But then you have to like this kind of stuff here. And I was gonna eventually go to something like this. I just wanted maybe a little better version where sometimes you get white to, for instance, play the d3 and then go d4. I wanted to bait d3 before I go d5. But this is fine. Okay, g6 is main move. Knight f6 is the second most played. Even the knight g7, knight g7. This is rare though. I suppose it's not that super great though. And the knights are strong, but well, they are decent. Let's see what computer says. White slightly better, but not much. Of course, there is the line that at this moment white could always take though. And then you have the questionable pawn here. Yeah. Here. Or e5 and trying to play for d5 and get rid of the double, but or maybe even d6 somehow, like say that this is all fine. Aronian Caruana. So Caruana, Kramnik, Rublevsky, Robert James Fisher have played this side on the black. Potkin, Ivanchuk, Shirov. So it's probably okay. d4, c takes is normal. a6, a little rarer. Well, it's the second most played move here. d6 is the more normal. This was my other option. But somehow I don't know. These are probably more familiar positions for me. And I was also planning on playing d6 at some point. If I need to. Anyways, here we got into the weird territory with takes, e5. And knight here. f5 was good. I know this from some other lines. So I didn't really need to find it. I just know or knew that there is this kind of setup where knight goes here to not trade and then we have f5. And here the only game that has gone this way has white just stick the knight to d6. What does Mr. Machine think of this? Thinks this is really good for white. I mean, I know my bishop is trash, but couldn't we somehow get it into the play? Or is he gonna shut down the face there too? And we can't get it here? Question mark. Doesn't look as bad as the computer says it is. Maybe queen here, like the top move says, stops c5. Maybe pulls here, so the knight is immobilized and it's yeah, I guess it's a bit of a questionable bishop. This is fine. Right, so this was questionable for white. What was computer's move here? He just goes there. So if I go knight here back, you just take what? Why this guy? The trash bishop? God damn it! This stupid computers respect the bishops way too much. This just goes there to fix my light squared bishop problem. And says, now you have the problems. White has a bishop pair. But I have the diamond eagle. Knight supported by almost a diamond pawn. Can't lose with such setups. So d5 felt like it has to be played before white goes there. They could have gone there. This is fine. I like that we have the computer's approval for bishop d6. Yeah, I thought, yeah, this is loosening, more loosening. Like this, then we have these checks to take advantage. This is a nice trick to know though. Happens in many places. Where sometimes the opponent plays the pawn break and then your knight just comes here with the queen here. Usually some kind of bishop trade has happened here, just like in this game. But a useful pattern to know. Good. Does not like. He would just go here. And now. Queen e6. Guess we're fine here since the... I don't know why I was so hung up on these two. This obviously drops this. And this drops this one. We can go here and the knight has to move. So we could have pushed this through. Yeah. We have discovered enough. Then go here and we have a nice pawn duo. Mobile. Again says, play e5. You donkey. Does not like this. It says that black should take, and the pawns here are not as good as they would be here. But fine, still fine though. Now I get d4. They go there. So computer would actually do it this way and keep the knight. I was considering it, but somehow it felt wrong. But now that I think about it, why did I not do it? Of course, the bishop is strong on this diagonal and keeps something on that bay, but I have nothing here. And eventually we can maybe... Well, I don't know what we are doing, but probably more blatant in the... when everything gets chopped off endgame. Computer would defend from this side. Is he gonna go for the a4 counterplay here and says this is meaningless, they are not going anywhere? He's goddammit going for it. Here. It's so weird to... of course this is the battering ram and there is the weakness. But just to ignore our like strength and go for something completely different here is so weird. Not that it was winning or anything. e5 is fine. Fine. Rook f6 is the best. Just a blockade. Didn't like it because still this is covered. Oh, queen c6, really? For a queen trade. And if not, push. Yeah. Not sure I trust the 1.6 here. Like it's either It's hard to go for this without dropping this guy. I don't know, maybe but there's always some nonsense coming with g4 too. You know what this queen knight, the rook here is about. Just throw it away like that. You crazy or what? Well, yeah, computer makes it look so easy, but who just randomly starts to push the pawn like that? I would find this very hard to do. Almost impossible. Yeah, no, he's completely sandwiched here. Sorry, I kind of looked at this part already. Queen c6 instantly was the best. That kind of forced the same-ish kind of looking. Well, if he goes here, it's exactly the same. Wow, 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 wow. Really sacked the full rook there. Just to get out of that point. Anyways. Apparently this is a blunder because blunder is a mate in 8. Well, lost it. It is lost anyways. Anyways, thanks for watching and ciao.